What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Control Chaos with Josh Wolf. So I'm constantly rotating my podcasts around or my what I watch on YouTube. Recently, I subscribed to Josh Wolf's YouTube page. He was a guest on some podcast. I forget. He was on something recently, probably a Doug Loves Movies or Getting Doug with High, probably. And he was talking about how he's just been putting all of his stuff online. He has a bunch of his comedy clips online, but he's also been doing this show called Control Chaos, which is kind of like a game show. It's a comedy show. It's comedy first because it's hilarious. Let me start there. There's not that many episodes out, maybe 10 episodes or so on YouTube. I think it was originally produced for Twitch. Hopefully it's just put out on YouTube. But he gets like 2 or 3 comics or actors or music. He gets some of his friends on, and they play games. And there's little musical moments. The winners of each of the games, they get gifts. A lot of the gifts are sponsorships like Speedweed or Puma, the shoe company. So it's just it's like a really fun kind of a show. It reminds me in a lot of ways of like Doug Loves Movies, where it's a game show, but it's more about just the funny interactions that these comedians have, because comedians are hilarious, and when you put a bunch of them on a show, they get to fuck around and have fun. And this one's no different. And I love Josh Wolf's laugh. He is it's very contagious, which is good for a host. He's like, really, and his co-hosts and things like that are cool. So it's him. He has like usually somebody plays music. Then there's a person that hands out the gifts and the prizes. Then there is usually a character that comes in, a guy that tests out new characters. There's a live audience component to it sometimes. Sometimes it's pre-recorded. But usually the audience who watches live gets to vote on who wins each round, each game, which is a fun aspect. And then there's the producer guy that, I don't think he's running sound, but he's, kind of manning the internet streams. So you get a mixture of your cast of characters, kind of like Kill Tony, where you have Red Band and Tony, and then you have the band, and that's the same every week, and then they rotate through new guests. And I would say, funny wise, as far as like the most something makes like more than comedy movies or even comedy specials, comedy podcasts, this one and Kill Tony are like, there's moments they get that are just hilarious. I mean, Your Mom's House kind of gets there a little bit here and there, but for sure, as far as consistency, both Control Chaos and Kill Tony would be probably my top 2 as far as just hilarious podcasts. But now, with all of that said, I have a huge issue with the sound quality of this show, because the show is hilarious. It seems like they've put effort into making the video quality better, which is fine. It's a video. I mean, it's a video podcast, a video show. I don't know if it has a podcast component, just an audio component to it or not. But I mean, it can't be good unless the podcast audio is different from the video version of the show, which wouldn't make any sense why they wouldn't just put the better audio. But the audio is horrendous. They're all wearing like lav mics. There's definitely somebody running a soundboard, because you'll hear when somebody is trying to speak sometimes, and they start speaking and their mic isn't hot. Sometimes you'll hear the mic levels go up so you can start to hear them better. But then there's some people where the mic is just not on. It is the most frustrating. Like, I'm a it's as somebody that's been making podcasts for a decade now, and created a lot of different types of shows, helped a lot of different people uh, make their own shows, and then I've just consumed hundreds of different podcasts. I'm constantly rotating. This one's like just started watching, and I will keep watching Control. I think it's hilarious. So I'm not like going to give up on the show. But I gotta say, it has the worst audio of any podcast that I've ever experienced. But that's just how good the content is, that I'm still willing to bear through the horrible audio to consume the show. Like, they've been adding a lot of other production things. Like they put they have like little screen for all the categories of games that they get to choose from. You get to watch videos. They do like some videos where they show an internet video and you have to guess what happens next, which all that's good. I enjoy any show that you can see an evolution and you see them trying to do new things and try to make their show better, just kind of fine tune things. I love that. But I would say audio has to be priority number one, because that's the content. You can enjoy the show if you're blind, as long as there's good audio and you can just hear everybody clearly. Now, I know they have a lot of people on set. There's there's multiple people behind the couch that are part of the show. Then there's usually 3 people on the couch. Then you got the host. And then you have the producer. I mean, there's a lot of mics going on. But you gotta figure something out. Because it's just like, literally there's mics that are just not on. Some mics get turned up halfway through the person speaking. Luckily, like whatever studio room they're in, you can hear, even though their mic isn't on, you can still hear their voice getting picked up from other people's mics. But yeah, I don't know how they have it set up, but it's like, I can't. It's just, hopefully it's something that gets fixed, because it is a new show. As far as I know, it's pretty new. I don't think it's been around. I don't know how many episodes he's done, but I've only watched like 10 episodes, so that, like, it's still fairly early on in the podcast life. But that's one thing that I wish they would add some time and money into, maybe, instead of the other production stuff, just get the audio right. Whether it's hiring somebody who's experienced or fixing technical issues, but like, it's a complex thing as far as podcasts go. Like, Kill Tony has had audio issues in the past, and eventually it took them a while. But their audio issues were never as bad as this. This is leaps and bounds the worst audio. But I love the show. It's hilarious. Josh Wolf is hilarious. And the podcast is the kind of description of it, and especially he starts each episode off. It's ridiculous, funny, fast-paced talk show that is all fun and no politics, because it is just all fun. And nothing's political, so there's nothing that's like, it's hilarious. And there's some hilarious comedians that go on there. The one with Adam Ray and I forget who else was in that episode. But that was a hilarious episode. Really bad audio. I think that was an earlier one though. But yeah, it's maybe I should rewatch, because I've been going backwards, so maybe I'm just progressively watching podcasts, the like worse versions, and that's why maybe I need to rewatch the most current one. But I love the show, man. So if you're looking for a new podcast to watch, I watch it on YouTube. I do not know if it's available in podcast form, in just audio form. But definitely watch it. I would imagine they're going to fix whatever issues they have very soon. But it's just a really fun show to watch, and I enjoyed a lot. So go check it out. Control Chaos. It's under Josh Wolf's YouTube page. So subscribe to his YouTube page, and that is one of the videos that he uploads. One of the shows, I guess you could say. But that's it for this episode. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork over at inspireddisorder.com and save 25% when you use coupon code RTS. Follow me on social media at Ray Taylor. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!